we cope in a time like this, especially as a filmmaker? I mean, you can write scripts, but you can't shoot them. You know what I'm saying? So we're kind of like in a catch-22 right now. So it's like, while we're cooped up in our homes, how do we, I guess, like express ourselves in the meantime? I don't know. Just trying to figure out how we can use what's around here to say what we need to say in a time like this. People dying. About, I think, like a week ago, it was 5 days in a row, 5 or 6 days in a row, where somebody I knew or associated with died from COVID. You know what I'm saying? And my wife is a nurse, so she's on the front line. So I got a lot to say right now, but the question is, do I really have the means and the voice to say it? The interesting thing about film photography is that it slows you down in a good way. It makes you be deliberate, because essentially you have one frame to tell your story. You know what I'm saying? Like one. And you only have, depending on the format, you have a limited amount of exposures per roll. So I don't know. It's just it's a little different. When I'm taking pictures of this guy, it's a little, you know, I gotta really pick my shots, because first off, I have to be present, just because, he's moving around so much. So I gotta capture him in that moment, like whatever story I'm trying to tell. It's just a really it's a very expressive experience in it. Like, so I don't necessarily even need to release photos that I take, because the actual act of taking the photo itself is very expressive. That's another thing I love about film, in addition to it being like just a very expressive process, is that it's different formats, you know what I'm saying, for how you want to shoot chunks. So this one is my main one right here. It's called a Canonet QL17. Has a 40 millimeter lens. It's 35 millimeter. It's a rangefinder, so it's like really quick. Like it kind of like, it's really quick to shoot with. So I pretty much do most of my shooting on here, and pretty much I'm always taking pictures of Harper, Kel, whoever. So you don't really focus on the final result. You know what I'm saying? You focus on just telling that story in the moment, and that's the most important thing to you. You become one with your tool, and you tell that story in the moment. And as a director, as a storyteller, that's kind of how it is when we're on set. Like, we're, of course we know we might send it to the DI, or we might go back to the editing room, but when we're on set and we're making that film, we're telling that story in the moment, like nothing else matters. And so when I'm going around, it's almost like I'm just looking for light. I'm looking for the light on my wife's face. I'm looking for the light on my son's face. I'm looking for their shadows. I'm looking for those shadows that fall into those deep blacks. You know, because we are black, so it really like I feel like black and white really lends itself to our skin, and you know, that's really just the challenge, and I feel like that's what we're kind of all doing right now in more ways than one. We just kind of looking for light, and we'll find it. I'm sure we will.